Yay, action, we're live. Hi everyone, I'm Mirela Ciobanu, lead editor with The Paypers, and I'm joined by David Birch, international keynote speaker, author, advisor at Money Motion 2026.
Thank you for the invitation. It's great to talk to you again.
Yeah. Speaking about talking, because we met some time ago. How have things have evolved since then? How are you?
Since I last spoke to you in Romania?
Yes.
Well, I would say AI has accelerated quicker than we thought. And I'm sure most people will tell you the same thing. AI is exciting and interesting, but it also brings a lot of uncertainty because it's very hard to predict what it means for payments. I'll come back to why that is in a minute. Digital identity, which is the other thing we were talking about, that's gone slower than I would hope. But we have the EU digital identity wallet coming soon. We need a lot more work on business identity, the digital identity of businesses. And of course, we have the whole new topic of KYA, Know Your AI, or Know Your Agent as well. So digital identity needs more work, I think, to get it into shape. And certainly in the UK, that's very problematical. And then probably the third thing is we're beginning to see digital assets and tokenization begin to break away. When people keep saying crypto, I said this morning on the same day.
Exactly, I wanted to.
When people say crypto is a lot of different things. And some of those things are crazy, and some of those things are the foundations of the next generation of the financial system. So you have to untangle those to see how they all work together. But yeah, I think probably if you look at the tokenization, digital assets, stablecoins, that's changed a lot over the last year as well.
So let's start first with the last one, with you mentioned crypto. And you were part of a panel, is crypto fraud or value? And since you mentioned that we need to make some distinguishes between the words, can you clear a bit the situation here?
Well, I think, first of all, people are talking about cryptocurrencies. So they're talking about things like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And, personally, I'm a little skeptical about Bitcoin, but I'm happy to listen to other arguments about that. Then you have digital currencies, private and public. I'm very pro-digital currency. I think it makes for a much more efficient infrastructure.
Both private and public?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can see growth there. And actually you see that already. I mean, even I read in the papers all the time, if you look at the use of stable coins, it's funny, I was annoying the guy on the stage this morning. Like, people don't use Bitcoin for anything. Like, if you're going to get Bitcoin, you're getting it because you're speculating. You think it's going to go up, you're going to keep it. You don't use it for transactions.
For payments, yeah.
But the people who do use it for transactions, the people that do use digital currency for transactions, people in Latin America, Africa, they actually don't want Bitcoin. What they want is dollars. So so what we see as a demand for Bitcoin is really a proxy demand for dollars.
Okay.
So being able to provide dollar stable coins to people like that, it suits them. That's what they really want.
And if we throw in this discussion CBDCs, since you mentioned they are into dollars.
Yeah, that's a problem in Europe, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. It's about this sovereignty, monetary sovereignty, and getting away of dollarization.
Well, I think that's true, but that's difficult because that's an intangible argument for the European Central Bank. But I stand by what I said before. Like, I don't see the point in making a central bank digital currency unless it works offline. Because if you're going to do it, it has to bring something new to the... There's no point making it just do the same things that Visa and MasterCard do. They already do that, and they do it really well. So why would you spend a lot of money to just do the same thing?
And now again, playing the devil advocates. Many people, when you talk about CBDCs, they talk about this privacy stuff. How do you see it?
Well,
or how Zoran Milanovic said, the mumbo jumbo stuff with money.
What he calls the mumbo jumbo stuff is necessary KYC, AML, CTF, PEP. none of us would argue. I mean, I understand his point, which is it's become very complex.
Yeah.
Without much evidence, it really does anything about money laundering. He's right to say we need a fresh approach. I don't think we need to do away with it. We need a new approach to it. But of course, that also depends on digital identity and other things like that. I kind of think when it comes to day-to-day transactions, like everyday use of payments, I'm not sure people care that
About
much.
their privacy,
I don't
yeah.
think they really bother. Like, you can imagine you go to the store, you wave your phone. What happens under the hood? You don't care.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, is it a 8583 pull? Is it a 222 push? Is it an offline digital currency? Is it some kind of, euro coin or something? I mean, I think people just don't. Payments are not that interesting. I don't think people care. So
Yeah. But returning to something more interesting, digital identity, that actually you mentioned that is not that interesting nowadays for the industry. Yeah, tell us more about the European Digital Identity Wallet. How is it advancing and the business aspect of it, the KYB?
well, I mean, as I understand it, starting when it's not the end of this year, it's the beginning of next year, I think.
Yeah, 2027.
When the digital identity wallet comes along, you will be able to go and open a bank account, do your taxes, all the sort of things that I think are benchmarks of digital identity. Like a digital identity isn't a real digital identity unless you can go and open a bank account with it, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to carry pieces of paper around. So I think that's not that far away. That's next year, maybe.
Yeah. And how do you see the aspect of business being integrated into it?
Well, I think most businesses would want to deposit their cash with the bank overnight. I don't think most businesses would want it.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier about digital identity, and we talked how we integrating the concept of businesses. But now, since we are talking a lot about AI and machines, how we are going to integrate, the non-human
angle.
identity?
So non-human identity is quite complicated because when your AI comes to my bank, I need to know which AI is this. Is this the Meta AI? Is it the Google AI? Is it the Nederlandse Bank AI? Has it been tampered with? Has it been altered? So I need to know which AI it is. I need to know which company it's acting on behalf of. Like, what is this AI allowed to do? Which company is going to interact with? That means I need KYB. I need know your business to understand what company you came from, what companies you can interact with.
Yeah.
Because of KYB, I also need KYC, because to do KYB, I need to know it isn't just what's the LEI of the business. It's who are the beneficial owners, who are the executive officers, who's allowed to form contracts on behalf of this. So the whole thing is, to get KYA, you're right, we need that. We can't have that without KYB, and we can't have that without KYC. So the truth is, we need progress on all of those things to move forward.
So
it
comes down to digital identity.
It's undeniably complicated.
Yeah.
There is no easy solution to that.
Yeah. And since you are going to all these events, what are some questions that you would like people to ask you and they don't?
Well, one thing that does puzzle me at the moment, particularly in the UK, is people are very unhappy about digital ID because I won't say it's the technical people, but the way I envisage digital identity, and if you spoke to most people in the industry, you'd see a similar thing. What we want to do is move away from identity. We want to move towards credentials. I don't care who you are. I care, are you allowed to do whatever it is you want to do?
Yeah.
Are you over 18? Are you allowed to come into this building? Are you allowed to access these files?
Zero knowledge proofs.
Who you are is much less interesting. And if I have to ask you who you are, that means there are more places where your identity can be stolen from.
Yeah.
Did you read about that huge hack of the phone company in the Netherlands last week? 7 million customer records. So we don't want to collect personal data. So shifting away from identity and shifting towards authorization, i.e. credentials, is an obvious way forward. But
people don't.
It's complicated to explain, and if if you don't know how a laser printer works, like how are you going to know how a zero knowledge proof works? I mean, that's a criticism of us
Yeah,
for
yeah.
not finding a way to explain these things better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think
we need to address this more.
we do need to address this, and part of that is simply being able to explain what we're doing.
Yeah. And since we're here at Money Motion 2026, what are your event takes so far?
It's much bigger than I thought. I mean, I was surprised when I got here just how big and how active the hall is. It's a big conference. I was surprised by how many friends I met walking in here this morning as well. I didn't even think about it, but of course lots of other people are going to be coming here too. I didn't even think about that. It's very nice people here as well. So I think it's very impressive, and certainly it gives me the opportunity to learn from some perspectives which I don't have a lot of time to spend. Like I don't spend much time thinking about, Eastern Europe and different characteristics. And so for me, actually, it's been a pretty interesting morning. I like it.
Great. Thank you, Dave, for today's discussion.